Schwartz and pay $2,600.
You really don't want to see what he's doing with his hands right now.
No,
It was.
I was rubbing them.
It was suggestive.
No, the hands were nothing.
They were the big bear.
They were the big
You were
bear.
showing what was going to happen with the big bear.
Tell me about the husband.
All right, so little bear, we'll call it LB for now. All right, LB.
That's a street cred name.
That's a crypt name. So she's Christian. She's a good American Christian girl with a beard, right?
Wouldn't you rock up to a confessional or just make an appointment with the priest and go, I'm one of God's children. Jesus loves me, but I've got this beard. Jesus doesn't love me that
much. Anyway, she married a bloke with a much more normal name, Tobias Braddock.
Tobias Braddock, or on the street, he's known as Bradick.
TB.
Tell me about Bradick.
This dude's a Satanist.
What? Now, hang on a second. A Christian has married
a Satanist. Bearded Christian lady.
Yeah.
Who's oddly familiar. She looks like an Australian celebrity. I just can't pick which one.
I'm sorry, she looks like the person who picks up our garbage up front every Sunday night, dude.
Wow. When they first tied the knot near Little Bear's home in Tacoma, Washington, in USA, in February, in an interfaith Christian Satanist ceremony.
Hang on a minute. How does that even work? Now, celebrants are hard to come by during the year, okay, to marry a couple.
Right.
And they're quite expensive.
Yeah.
Are you telling me...
They got two.
Oh, they had two...
Yeah, so it's basically like the black and the white. So they had a church pastor and a member of the Satanic Temple.
How does that work? So how do you... when it comes to the part when they say you may now kiss your bride, and then the Satanist celebrant says you may now gnaw a piece out of her neck and drink her blood... that doesn't work. When they get to the reception for the Christian, they want to sit down and enjoy the time, not slaughter a goat.
They have the
talking about?
They have the reception first and the exorcism after.
Exorcism of what?
The Satanists, obviously. But I like to think that you
bring some shit to the table. You really do.
I like to think.
I'm going to speak up for verbal listeners here. You made a work friend of mine spew over the shit siphoning thing that we did a couple of weeks back. I love listening to... This is verbatim. I love listening to the podcast. But when we got to the shit siphoning, they almost threw up driving a vehicle. This is the effect you have on people.
I've had that effect my whole life.
And she used to work with you, for Christ's sake.
She should know better.
Keep going.
So I like to think of it because you got to wonder who went first. Was it the black priest or the white priest? So I reckon it was like a cricket game.
Are you making this about race?
No, the black. We'll say the black's the Satanist.
The black arts.
The black arts priest and the white light priest. How's that?
Okay, that's fine. Right.
I reckon it was like a cricket match. So they got in there, and they had a neutral party. So atheist. Is there an atheist in the audience? Someone come up.
What happens?
Gets the two of them and flips a coin to see who goes first.
What happens at the wedding, though? That when should this man and woman not wed, speak now or forever hold your peace? I would have been the first one right there going, this is some up shit.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you, bitch.
So the Satanists did their head spin 360 and vomit like green shit onto a priest and then knock him out a window or anything like that?
Well, no, they didn't throw the bouquet. She spewed the pea soup out.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Let's talk about something that is more despicable than what we just talked about.
That'd be hard.
Hot cross buns.
Hell, you know how to bring a bloke back down to earth with a thud, don't you?
Like I said at the beginning of the show, a Christmas ham hasn't even been thrown out in the auto before we start seeing food and treats that advertise Easter in Australia. We get bombarded for months. Chockies, Easter eggs, hot cross buns. Well, I need you to know that hot cross buns can go and, kind of suck a little bit because parts of a calculator were found inside of a hot cross bun in Adelaide.
A calculator.
A pocket calculator. Who carries pocket calculators these days? We all have... I'm bringing... That's my iPhone XS Max that I have. That's Asus one, right? Now, who the hell has a calculator these days? Australians aren't smart. They can't do the ads in their head.
But we don't need to. Within arm's reach of just about every Australian, there's 62 individual devices that can add up for you. And 60 of those are voice activated these days.
So they can do everything for you. You don't need to know. You don't need to know.
Why do you need a calculator?
Sending kids to school, just tell them like...
Well, the kids are getting Google in their exams. They don't need calculators anymore.
Foodland down there in Adelaide has released a statement saying that all hot cross buns packed on the 7th of April of this month, of this year, are now being recalled due to the parts of a small calculator, possibly including a battery, being found in a batch of dough. Now, on behalf of store management, they sincerely apologise for the inconvenience and assure you that the problem has now been rectified for all hot cross buns. Don't consume them, they're saying, as these hot cross buns packed on the 7th of April, but return to the store for a full refund. Now, these companies release statements like this that make me laugh. You want to know why?
Why?
Please return it to us so you don't sue us.
Yeah, we've got to say you can't eat it because some dunce is going to scarf down a hot cross bun with a frigging calculator in it, choke to death, and then his family are going to get all litigious and go, oh, well, there shouldn't have been calculators in the hot cross buns. You need to check yourself if you eat a hot cross bun without noticing a calculator. How big is the average calculator? Slightly smaller than my iPhone,
Well,
right?
it can be any size. I used to have, you know what, when I was in...
You're gonna say calculator.
No,
aren't you?
you're gonna love this.
All right.
When I was in primary school, I had a calculator.
Right.
Do you want to know where the calculator came from?
Where?
It was given to my parents after buying 3 packets of Peter Jackson cigarettes.
Nice.
It was a Peter Jackson calculator. Here I am using a Peter Jackson calculator when I was in primary school.
Was it shaped like a pack of darts?
No, it was shaped like a credit card.
Okay.
And it was the best. It was at the time, I'm going to attest to this, it had more technology in it than any other product we had in the house.
It would have.
In 1987, I was in year 3.
Yep.
Doing my sums.
With a Durry calculator.
With a Durry calculator. How the hell did this end up in a hot cross bun? They have no idea. 7 customers have come forward to say that they've found bits of plastic inside their bun, but food authorities are worried that the button battery still hasn't been found. This garners more interest to me than a golden ticket inside a Wonka bar.
Who's got the battery?
Because I've got a golden ticket. I've got an exploded battery in my colon.
Loose talk, even looser opinions.
This is the best show on earth.
This is The Burble.
I'm dying to hit the button on the speed round, so let's go. A bloke with a long history of pleasuring himself in front of horses has been jailed after reoffending twice as just hours after being released. This bloke from England said he'd been planning to get some libido-suppressing drugs, but instead went into a field after being freed from prison. He was spotted on February 18 in Hull in England by a witness who thought he was just urinating. No. During the police interview, he told detectives he was sitting on a bench and felt really sexy. Now, he knew what he was doing was wrong. Would you agree that what he was doing is wrong?
I don't know anymore. Seriously. So he's whacking off in front of a horse.
Well, he was released on bail. But within 24 hours, he was spotted by an off-duty police officer in the same field again, going the self-grope.
Oh, no. Maybe it was just the one horse.
Now, look, if it was Winks, I'd dig the unbeaten horse. But he's beaten next to a horse. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Now,
And you're into me for bringing bad stories to the table.
shut up. He admitted that he had a problem, but he got a thrill out of it.
Well,
Now, this is what people say about gambling. I've got a problem, but I get a thrill out of it. I like the lights, I like the music, I like the animations on the screen.
And you know what he said to all that?
What?
Nay.
As I've got to say this, look, I have never appreciated the career of Anthony Mundine.
Oh, God.
Now, this has gone public on Twitter, and I'm going to talk about it because, look, everyone's into him because, let's face it, Anthony can say some pretty things. Can't he?
Look, yes.
Anthony's gone on record on Twitter and said, don't vaccinate your kids, period. The government bully you into vaccine. Do your research on the shit and watched the documentary. Nice work, Anthony. And watch the documentary Vaxxed.
Hang on. So he's watched one biased documentary.
I don't know what he watches.
Now he's a expert?
I want to ask another broke down shit boxer for another opinion. That's what I want. Because I didn't realise that Anthony had now moved after he's retired into this stuff.
We should put him in the ring with that Jenny McCarthy idiot from America that's promoting all this anti-vaxxers crap. She probably beat him down too.
Bro.
Maybe he needs to be vaccinated from witchism.
Now, Kurt Fernley, who's a very famous sports star in Australia, wheelchair athlete, has won numerous gold medals in a lot of things that he does.
Yes.
Marathons, all that kind of stuff. He said, look, you can't make this shit up. We've become so comfortable that some promote fear in our peace and others promote apathy in what should be feared. You've got many mates with polio. I do. A heap. From countries that didn't have the luxury of vaccinations. You peanut. I don't think we need to say anything about it. Well done, Kurt Fernley. Thank you very much, sir. And he's almost a local boy as well. Good on you, Kurt.
Yeah.
Well, we respect you.
He's gone for the TKO right there on Mundine.
It's not that hard. I can't tell you how many times I've had to hold in a fart. Interviews, job interviews, HSC exams. I don't know why. I'm just thinking I'm going to have the pepperoni pizza the night before that I need to go and do this.
Good hearty breakfast of beans.
A good hearty breakfast. That's what I need. Beans, eggs, bacon.
Yep.
A whole lot.
Milky tea. Yeah, get in there.
A little bit of orange juice because you know that vitamin C is a natural laxative.
I didn't.
What I'm about to say might make you think twice about the time that you need to build up a little bit of gas in your tummy because holding in a fart won't just leave you feeling uncomfortable. It could end up in you breathing the fart out your mouth.
Then I know a lot of people that are holding in farts for the amount of shit that they talk.
The University of Newcastle, Professor Claire Collins, a nutrition and dietetics expert.
Dietitian.
Holding on too long means the buildup of intestinal gas will eventually escape via an uncontrolled fart. Right?
Right.
But she warned that it could also lead to a condition called diverticulitis.
Farts in your mouth syndrome.
But breaking wind is an entirely natural response to the body's digestion of food. It is also a second language when me and you and the boys go camping.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we've got
It's a toot to whoever cooked the barbecue.
There's a distress fart. There's a come look at this fart. There's a hold my beer fart.
There's a hold my beer fart?
Yeah.
I haven't done a hold my beer fart. I've done a hold my beer spew and a hold my beer piss, but never a hold my beer fart. Because you try and weaponize the fart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could draw. You weren't there, but I remember I was in a room, 12 people, both boys and girls.
Right.
A number of years ago, and I happened to drop one. It cleared the whole room. It cleared the whole room whilst they were watching a pornographic video. I'm not kidding. I digress. They reckon that the bacteria in your gut breaks down the food via fermentation. Yep. Gases are produced. But one recent study found over a 24-hour period that the average person farts about 8 times. 8 times.
Well, I am above average.
I'm above average too. The smelliest farts were due to sulfur-containing gases.
Yep.
16 healthy adults were fed pinto beans and lactose, and the smell was evaluated. I don't get this. It was evaluated by 2 judges.
So, there's professional fart sniffers out there.
I don't know. Where are these people? Where do they live?
Probably making German porn along with all the other weird shit.
Or marrying bearded ladies.
Possibly.
Who the hell is a fart judge? Seriously. I've always wanted to know where the guy who's got the starter's pistol got his job in like races and stuff at the Olympics.